I'm Staś, and I wanted to tell you today about Meteor.js. Have you heard about Meteor before? Yay. Have you worked with Meteor? Who has worked with Meteor? Not many hands up in the air. That's great. Like I'm not affiliated with Meteor in any way. The only thing I did is a side project using Meteor. And so I really want this to be a personal story, and I want to tell you the story about love and hatred towards technology, and how Meteor helped overcome a creative block, and like how it made things fun again for me. So like it's a really interesting story, I think, and I invite you to join me. So earlier this year, in March, I started working on a side project that I'm doing totally after hours. It's called Warszawski Ninja, Warsaw Ninja. It's a sort of like a civic band radio website for public transportation. So you can ask a question about some event going on in the city, and people can answer you, or you can get push notifications about traffic jams or whatever. So the really important thing about this project is that it's done by one person. The coding is done by one person, by me, and I really wanted the project to be instant. Like I wanted people to receive live updates as they use the app. So I went for Meteor.js. I heard about it before, and I was really interested, and sounded interesting. So Meteor.js is this full stack framework that gives you both the server side and the front end side, and it really took the notion of isomorphic JS to its heart. So sometimes you're going to write some JavaScript in it, and you have no idea if it's going to be run on the server or on the client. And that's a little bit magic, really. So it gives you helpers like meteor.isClient, or is it server, really? Like, you don't know. So you have to check sometimes to see where you're running. But this magic really gives you a lot of power as well, and that's really interesting. So Meteor works with MongoDB, and it streams updates to clients via WebSockets. And on the client, you get like mini Mongo instance, which is kind of like a Mongo duplication something. When it streams updates, you can react to those updates live on the client. And to do this, Meteor uses something called reactive computations, which is really just a fancy word of saying like, let's not have callbacks, or let's not have explicit syntax that waits for resolution of something, or calls back when something changes. It just lets you write a regular JavaScript, and then behind the scenes, it kind of does the magic using fibers and some other technology to make this work. So one consequence of this is your standard NPM packages don't work with Meteor, for example. So everything is wrapped in special Meteor packages, and they have their own ecosystem, which is sort of like living in a universe inside a universe. So that's really interesting. But let me just, I literally had the idea of this talk 30 minutes ago, so bear with me. Oh, and so it does other things in a slightly different manner as well. So you're just going to create a Meteor project, and you're going to pack a couple of HTML files in there and JS files in there. And in fact, you have no way to controlling which of these files are loaded in which order. And it uses some naming rules and conventions to just make sure things get preloaded in proper order. And the way it works, for example, you're going to have multiple HTML files, and each file will have a head section. And so Meteor will compile that into one HTML and just merge all those head sections together. And like, at first I was like, oh my God, why would I ever do that? Like, I have no idea which order these scripts are loaded now. But with time, I came to appreciate these conventions. It also helped to actually read the documentation. The most important thing for me was, though, that I appreciated that this was a really good tool for prototyping. So it might not be the best tool for a production code. It might be, I don't know. Like for now, I've only used it for more like prototyping stuff. But what I really understood was that for new convenience, for some convenience, I had to let go some of the power. So and it made prototyping fast again. So like, how often do you have a great idea for a new project and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to implement another login system in that project. Or, oh my God, I need a form. Like, I love writing validation for forms, right? You hate that. And Meteor just abstracts that all away from you and makes things fun again. Like, that was a great revelation for me. I have this directory in my home directory that's called projects, and sometimes I really don't like going in there. It's like a haunted cemetery for projects that I never completed. And like, oh my God, did I really write that 4 years ago? Why did I never finish it? And it turns out it's not because the idea was bad, but because I hated all the craft that comes with projects. And so Meteor gives you that, and I really just wanted to tell you that like sometimes the fun of coding is about shipping stuff and making it like for the users. And for me, like Meteor was this one tool that helped me overcome that block that really sometimes destructs my creative thinking. And that's it. Thanks.